Hi guys, Puddin here with a game of my Tier 10 Russian DD carve off. Really not going to go over the captain skills or modules because it's more tactical strategy of knowing your roles. Just going to show you what them are so you can understand why I'm going to explain my role. I go with the double rotor shift just to nullify the nerf. But the first thing we're going to do is blow up the map because the team did say B and C. Now the team I highlighted here, these are the guys that go to B. They don't have to take it, but they can contest it, shoot wherever shows up there, while the other group goes and actively tries to take C. Now my game plan is to follow the shimmy in to shoot whoever the shimmy spots. The Karbarov is really good at shooting at range, and the shimmy is really good at spotting things. But as you can see by the way the teams are dispensing, the battleship's cruise is a little bit slow, but the shimmy is going wide C, and the other DD is going into A. How many people think the guy going to A is going to survive? Now, the way I did set this shit up is the light cruiser build. The Karbarov is extremely powerful ship at harassing everything, with the exception of an aircraft carrier. But the way the car should play is with the bulk of the fleet, within the cruisers, within the battleships, that are pushing up, but to stay within that so there is something else for the enemy team to shoot. Now it's at this point that I noticed the shimmy's going a little bit more wide than normal. So I'm going to ping the map, going to ask this guy, what is he doing? Now, the other thing you need to know is, what game mode are you playing? Because not only with your roles on just what you do in general, but it also depends on the game mode. This is not a standard battle. This guy's saying he's going to go flank, keep things spotted, and just aggravate them with torpedoes. I wouldn't agree with it if it was a standard battle, but it is a good strategy and a fairly decent idea because they do have to dedicate some ships to find him. But this is domination. He should be trying to contest the cap at sea, spotting anything on these caps, trying to help the team around the caps. He doesn't necessarily have to go in right away and die like a buffoon, but he should go at least try to see who on the enemy team is coming over here, who on the enemy team is in the cap. If he gets in the cap and if it's getting contested, he can do one of two things. Go find out who it is, or he can leave, drop torps in the general direction depending on what kind of captain skills he has. Now, I got detected, so there's no point for me staying there, taking unnecessary damage to see the fleet is coming out. So what I'm going to do is just turn back around and hopefully follow these guys into C. Our sole DD at A is dead, to nobody's surprise. But it seems nobody's overexcited to jump into C. Well, if the guy at A died, means their ship's committed to going to A. You can see they are actively taking B, and it looks like these guys, the guys on the A side, are coming more or less around the backside to B to do a lemming train into C. So somebody has to take the lead and actually go into C. See the, believe it is the cruiser that is going in, so I might as well go too. I don't know who's spotting me, but I have a lot of ideas, thoughts. Definitely not him, but it's probably who's ever in B. Not going to care with what the guy in is at B. I do want to deal with the enemy destroyer over here. Now, if anybody paying attention to chat noticed that this guy's reasoning for me to cap instead of him is because of his guns. I'm taking hits. There's no point in staying here because I'm spotted. So I'm going to do another in and out back into the cap as there is a cruiser and now a battleship in there to support the cap. But The thing about Japanese destroyers is what makes them bad, and I use air quotes there, is they do have horrific turret traverse for a destroyer. While everyone else gets fairly good turret traverse, especially at these tiers. You know, the Russians do have to put up with some bad turret traverse at the lower tiers. The Japanese get that throughout, and they do get a slower reload than anyone else. But their guns do hit hard. Now, the reason I did not shoot at the DD at first is because I wanted to make sure I did not get hit by torpedoes. Staying alive is key to success in any ship, and eating torpedoes unnecessary in a destroyer is just not smart. I don't know what shooting at me would be. I can care less because I need to kill this guy. My hopes are I kill this guy, and the shimmy might come over and deal with whatever, and be in hopes that he will see battleships and deal with them from this side. Don't worry, this guy will not disappoint you on his gameplay. Spoiler, he doesn't really help. Now, any number of things could be spotting me right now because I was shooting. I'm well within range of things, but I might as well shoot at the New Orleans to try to take out his radar. I'm getting these over the island, and as I'm turning to shoot this enemy destroyer, I see torpedoes. Just as I was about to sight up and shoot him, I cut my speed. I turn back in to avoid his torpedoes. So I take a nice salvo from the cruiser, get caught on fire, might as well put it out because there's nothing else to shoot me. Gonna take a look at the mini-map, and as you can see, the Iowa and Frederick are taking the long way around. I don't know why these guys aren't there leaving. The Tirpitz are cruisers in New Orleans, out here a little bit high and dry. Would have been nice to see these guys cut in with the Missouri and Tirpitz to help take some of the pressure off of them, but no, these guys are playing it a little safe. Now, I'm using my torpedo indicator to see what this enemy cruiser is doing. I am going to make a mistake, but luckily I am not going to pay for it. Going to get bailed out by the Missouri. It's a British cruiser. He's showing broadside. I can see he's showing broadside by the minimap. I have HE loaded. I should have switched to AP, especially at the health this guy had. I saw the DD, but I need to shoot who's the bigger threat to me, to the team. Right now, it's this cruiser. I potentially could have finished this guy off if I had AP loaded, but luckily the Missouri finishes him off. The reason that guy was spotted in the smoke is because I do believe the Missouri popped his radar. See this guy, I'm going to take shots. I don't care if it tells me I'm going to hit the mountain or that little island. I'm hoping for some of these things to go over. Need to finish this guy off while he is spotted. Not the only one shooting at him. I believe the Tirpitz is secondaries. I believe the shimmy was actually shooting. But I get the kill. I'm going to finish off this New Orleans in more hopes that our shimmy is going to come help us out in taking B. At least deal with, you know, these battleships by dropping out torps. But unfortunately, this New Orleans is doing his shimmy dance, and he is running away. I'm not going to be able to elevate my guns high enough to keep hitting this guy. I'm going to keep putting a couple more salvos in there, but he's just cannot make up the distance. See that our Missouri is in well, let's just say a not good situation. Now, if these other battleships, instead of taking the long way, had pushed in, they might have been able to help out our Missouri, but they decided to take the long way. So I'm going to do what I can to help this guy out. The Kharbarov, like I said earlier, is an excellent destroyer, and I use that term loosely, but it's really more or less a light cruiser that doesn't have a citadel. It is very good at harassing everything between 10 to 12 kilometers. You're effective at shooting destroyers that other DDs spot, which is what you should be using them for. I'm going to take a shot at the Iowa, finish him off, but instead our Iowa finishes him off. Focus on the second Iowa. Now, I could have been shooting a little bit more AP in this situation, but what I wanted to do was get 2 fires going on this guy to help burn him down faster. Sorry, guys. Well, this team's not in dire straits, but we are starting to get a slight point gap. So getting this guy's damage count out, getting 2 fires to help out the cruisers, to help out myself, you know, get as much damage over time as possible on this guy. But I probably should have been shooting a little bit of AP here, but like I said, I just wanted to try to get 2 fires. Trying to get a fire on the back part as I take a decent salvo from 2 enemy ships. But I'm going to focus on the Iowa first because I want to take out the big guns. I kind of want to take out the battleships because, well, for the most part, battleships very rarely get one-shotted. They still can. They take a little bit more time, to where if I can take him out, our battleships might be able to take out the cruisers a lot easier. It's easier for them to one-shot a cruiser than a battleship. If you notice, I launched my torpedoes at 11 kilometers. But this guy was coming in, so I'm hoping that he's going to make up the distance and I can get flooded. I'm not shooting at this point because I want this guy guessing on when I fired my torps, did I fire my torps, am I going to fire my torps? But he's also actively avoiding the Atago's torps. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Going on. But I might as well start shooting now because his fire's out. Got as much damage as I could out of that. I'm just going to keep harassing this guy. This is all I want to do, because the other thing the Karbrov excels at is actually being shot at. That's why you stay at range, because you can see the Iowa shot its rear turret, not at me. Or at me, not at our cruiser. Which means he's not looking at our cruiser right now. As our torpedoes come in, get 2 torpedo heads, and they finish him off. But simply by keeping the Iowa's attention meant that he's not looking at the Atago, he's not looking at the turrets, he's not looking at anyone else. Load up the AP to try to do some nice damage to this cruiser that was showing me some side to okay-ish damage, but luckily our Freddy just deletes it. And that's what I mean by battleships can really just eliminate cruisers a lot easier than they can battleships. New Orleans is still out of range, but luckily the Iowa takes him out. Now, at this point, the Bismarck's out of range. I don't know what the Izuma's doing. I don't know where the Gearing's at. Our Turpus is extremely low health, and he's the only one at C. And I believe this gentleman is going to try to defend C the best he can. I think he might have been better off coming with us, but you know what? I don't blame him, because also he doesn't know where the Gearing is. I don't know if there's torps. If he did get torps, and that's why he's moving the way he is. But at this point, I don't know where the Gearing is. I don't know if he's coming over to B. The last thing I want to do is go into B by myself with no support, deal with a battleship that has good secondaries and the Gearing. That's just stupid. So I'm going to move in with our 2 battleships and take A. I've already committed to this. Might as well follow through. I switched my ammo type back to HE because we're going to come up behind this Izumo. He won't be able to use his guns, but he will be able to use the secondaries if he so chooses on me. And if he does that, I could take a little bit of the punishment, but what that means is they're not on our teammates. And as you can see, our Turpets died, and the Gearing is capping C. But I've already committed to going into A with these guys. We have 0 points coming in, while these guys have 2 cap points. We are now getting to a kill-all situation. We need to kill everybody on the enemy team if we are going to have a chance to win at this point. But we still have, I would like to say, at least plenty of time, because we can force the Gearing, we can force the Bismarck to defend their caps at this point. Now, I am not going to stay on cap because these 2 gentlemen should be able to easily take it. What I'm going to do is try to get on B as soon as possible. Try to stop them from gaining 2 cap points to our none. These guys should be able to handle it. I'm looking to see if I can use torpedoes. Not going to be able to use torpedoes. No, this is just going to get me in bigger trouble. So I might as well just keep using my guns on this Azuma. But I don't want to go out there with his 4 guns reloading and have him potentially shoot me. I kind of want to wait for him to shoot. So I'm cutting my speed. I'm actually coming to a stop because I want to see what this guy's doing. I wanted to see what that other battleship was doing. Heard him shoot. Put it in full speed. Hit the speed boost. Get out there, get on cap, and just use my guns to finish this guy off. Now, I do notice that the gearing does pop up on the mini-map, but I need to deal with this Azuma first. Cut back in, switch to AP, because AP will do massive damage to a gearing showing you side. Cut back in hopes that this gearing is launching torps, because he is shooting now. He wasn't shooting earlier, which meant he was loaded and shooting his torpedoes. This guy's going to turn and shoot me more broadside, just going to keep the AP going in on him. But as you can see, I'm just really just wrecking face with the gearing. I make a crucial mistake here. I should have kept turning to going to C to slow down and then gone right to C. But at this point, I think we're at a kill all situation, and I do believe so. We are. My math sucks. Somebody else can figure out if I would have kept going and grabbed C, if we could have made up the 300-point difference. But I wanted to get spots in on this Bismarck to give these guys just that 1 or 2 extra seconds to potentially shoot at him. If I could spot him before they round the islands, to at least know where exactly to train their guns. I get told GG, that I was a pain in the ass to the enemy team the entire game, and that means I did my job. If you get the enemy to tell you that either one, you're hacks, you're a cheater, or if they even realize that you are just playing your ship in a manner to where they just couldn't deal with you, you are doing your job exceptionally well. Also let them know that the Shimmy told me that Shimmys don't cap, that Karbarovs are the ones that should be doing all the caps. And I also let them know that I had to make up for 2 stupid DDs. Now, this is the time when Karbarovs cap. It's the end of the game. There's nothing at sea. I don't have to worry about getting spotted. And one thing that can spot me is a battleship. Even if it was 2 or 3 battleships, I will spot them before they spot me. There's still another DD. You kind of roll the dice, but you do it mid-game, end-game, when you know for a fact nobody's there. Is one a Karbarov can actively cap. Now, as you can see, you know, they're doing a fairly good job on this Bismarck. But
engine boost deactivated.
The reason I'm going to C is to give these guys as much time as possible. Deny the enemy points. I'm not doing it for experience. I don't freaking need it. I want to give these guys as much time as possible to kill this guy. My math sucks, so my thinking is this: they would have been able to point us out if I didn't cap C before these guys killed the Bismarck. Notice I'm sitting on 4 kills and go, oh, I'm going to try for the 5th. Try for the 5th kill and get my Kraken. Somebody goes, are you getting greedy? But as you can see, time is running out. My speed boost is on cooldown. So now it's just a matter of, can I make up the distance on this guy, or can one of these guys kill him? When I made the comment, I didn't know we were this dire on the tank. Unfortunately, we are. If these guys cannot kill him in the next 20 seconds, we are going to lose. All of this work for nothing. Now, the Bismarck played it correctly. Run away. But unfortunately, he's going to survive with 720 health, because the last shots are going to come. They're not going to come in time. So now, guys, we're just going to check out the post-battle results. 89,000 damage, 4 ships sunk, 2 solo caps, 1 assisted cap, kind of rare for a cover-off, but that will clearly put me number 1 on a team with a base experience of 1,300. But this wasn't about the experience. This was more about a little bit of tactics and strategy along with my gameplay, and explaining to you what I did, why I did it. Money screen, because it's money. As you can see, I got 50,000 from HE shells, 10,000 from armor piercing, 15 from torpedoes, and 23,000 from the fires. I hope you guys really did enjoy this free play. I hope you guys did learn something, but kind of get back to the point a little bit before I break off. Just remember, know what your ship role is. Know what your ship role is for what game types. Ships have can have very many roles. Like a cruiser, you can have an AA cruiser, but if there's no carrier, you can still be in general just a support cruiser. Support the battleships. If you've got hydro, radar, be the cruiser that kind of moves a little bit in front of the battleships. AA, you just sit a little bit back. Know what your DD is, what it excels at, what its weaknesses are. Know what your battleship strengths and weaknesses are. Know what your role is in standard battle, domination, carrier, no carrier. And, the other thing is, if the team say go to 2 caps that you don't agree with, go with the team, support the team. You can't go wrong supporting the team. Going off and dying does nothing but show your intelligence or their lack of. I really hope you guys enjoyed this replay. Remember, we are quick to report, slow to compliment. So compliment good teamwork, good team play. If you have not already, please hit that like and subscribe button. And I hope you all have a fantastic day.